I miss the music, man. What's up, Banter fam? What's up, what's up, what's up? I hope you're all having a great day so far. I see the markets are starting to behave quite nicely. Should we get too excited just yet? Let's go through all of it. Let's go have a look. We do have altcoins obviously starting to break those day trends again, and starting to break these sort of critical levels. But let's go through it, guys. Let's go see what was it that happened and what is happening right now. Obviously, I've been teaching quite a bit in the last few days, and sometimes, when there's not much happening in the market, I will be teaching, and sometimes things are happening on the market, and we don't want to fall behind too much either. So let's go through some of these major alts that are starting to break out, as we are seeing it's more major alts that are breaking out at this point, as well as this Bitcoin breakout. Is it a fake out? Is it something that's going to remain in this range over here and just be the simple irritation of where we've been in the last few weeks, where it gets somewhere and then it gets rejected? Let's actually have a look to see what are the levels, what will give us the indication that this is a true breakout, and if it does happen, what are we doing next and what are we looking to do? So no more wasting time. Let's get into it. Yo, Banter fam, to the beloved, to the beloved community out there. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are all doing well. I see the markets are reacting quite well today. To anyone that is new, welcome. Welcome to our home, where we sit and we teach and we sit through the good, the bad. We actually have all the damn time to make sure that you actually don't come into the scary game alone. You actually have a lot of people that are in either the same boat as you, many different peoples in different situations, and together we're trying to build a very massive community that can learn in all different ways. Will the teaching only come from me? No. A lot of people have made friends throughout these communities as well, and a lot of people are learning from each other. And isn't that what it's about? Isn't that why we actually love crypto? It's personally why I love crypto very much, just because of this opportunity. The people I've met, the journey that we have been on, it's just been fantastic, and that's why I'll forever love crypto and give my heart into it, because it's just damn awesome. We have the old finance system, we have a lot of the oldness in the world, and I feel this is a new part that is coming into this world, and I actually feel it's going to be a big part, not only financially wise. I think it's going to be a big part of saving the planet, of actually bringing people together. So let's enjoy it. Let's have a lot of fun. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show us a lot of love. I do monitor a lot of these likes because it helps me with my content every day. Is the stuff working? Is it not? Is it what people want to see or not? So please help us and share the love with that. Make sure you are on all of our social medias. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, Sheldon_Stiper. Make sure you're following all the Twitter handles below for the business, as that's how we're able to communicate with you. All the tools within CoinPanel, within all of our Telegrams. There's a snipers charting group there too. Make sure you're following and using all of our tools so we can help and protect you in all different ways. So let's get into it, guys. Let's have a look to see what is happening. Obviously, we had a little bit of good news come out yesterday, and we started to get some volume spikes again. So one thing that we can all agree on is we have been in a tricky range. We have been a very volatile range, up, down, you know what I mean? Quite a crazy stage. But one thing we can sort of agree on, and looking at this chart together, guys, is we can see these big green volume spikes that are appearing quite often. Before this, there was tons. You remember in this big phase of falling down, all you could see over here was the big relium bars. Let's see if I can get it bigger. All these red bars, red bars, red bars, red bars. And now we start to shift over, and I'm looking at this phase and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see a lot more green bars. So we do know emotion wise on where we've been in the market, where, we had that long trend. We did say something shifted, something different happened in the last few weeks. And all of that meant is something shifted, and now we're in a different phase in the market. This is the choppy phase. This is the sideways phase right now. But we are getting the good signs in this phase, and that is the big volume bars. That whenever we're getting to these critical key levels, that was a massive volume spike that happened over there. Then we had this big volume spike over here. We had these two big volume spikes. And I like that every time we're getting to these important zones, we are getting these nice volume spikes. Now, does it mean that it's over? Not just yet. These times can go on quite a bit longer. it took so long. Sometimes they actually work very similar to all the different market cycles. And what I mean by that is it took 2 to 3 months for this down cycle. It may take 1, 2, 3 months in the sideways phase. It may happen. And then we're going to get at some point a 2, 3 month of bullness again, where we go crazy and we have this beautiful rally again, which everyone loves and everyone enjoys. Now, why do we love it? Because that's the easy part. This is the hard part. And we sort of know that now. This is the flushing out of the market. This is the devastating part where all your hard work and everything you have worked for all gets sucked away from you in a very short period of time. And that's the crappy part. And then what it does is it hovers and it makes you believe that it's never going to work again. And then it gets easy again. And that's the beauty of the market cycle. So what we're looking at now is we did get a nice little push up from Bitcoin. It bounced nicely. It did make the higher low, so that was obviously a great positive. We did see that our RSIs, especially our high time frame RSIs, they were getting to a very much oversold position. So if I make this one bigger, there we go. We could see that the 12-hour was sitting in this range over here. And all that meant was we had the bulls in control previously. We then had the bears in control. And there's always going to be a fluctuation of waves to the up and downward side. We just want to see by the time we get to an oversold position again, were we in a better position than where we were the last? And, that will give an indication on where the direction of the market is right now. And you could see here that this was the previous low side of Bitcoin when we had the reset 12 hours. And now we had the same reset at this zone. And there is a difference. The last time we're sitting at 34, 35. This time we're sitting at 37. So it may not be a drastic move in the market, but we are slowly starting to trend and slowly starting to move. And as I was saying, the volume is a really good sign. Now, we got this big little spike. Okay, does it mean anything? Is it going to do something? And what we're basically looking is we are starting to form this sort of wedge. Okay, we got this, I would like to call it the accumulation wedge, on where we start to really range down. So we're in a big range right now. We're in a range where the market literally rallies up, and this is Bitcoin, rallies 40% up to the downward side, then can come down 25, 26%. Then it can rally back up into the region. So if you are a higher trader, a higher experienced trader, you're having a blast at these times. The only difference is you're trading a lot less. You would have only actually traded 1, 2, possibly third time now in the last month. And if you're able to do that, you're a good trader. If you try to trade too many ins and outs here, it would have caught you a lot of times and you would have wasted a lot of money attempting at those sort of points. So this sort of wedge is basically giving us a view that we can still be a little bit longer within this wedge. There are going to be little slight signals that can give us that it's too late now, we're going to break out, the market's going to explode. And there's also scenarios that can come back to the panic zone. Now, remember, the panic zone is where we were talking about printing out the emotion cycle. And we know that every time we see here is extreme panic zones. And these are usually very good investment, long-term dollar cost zones, that you can be lucky to get, that you're not always promised to get. But if they get there, you're buying extreme fear. So that's great. And then you have the bear wall, the one that we've hit 1, 2, 3 times, and it just keeps getting rejected. So we know that the bears are trying to claim there. And we know that there's a lot of bulls sitting in this area over there. Now we take that and we put that into a wedge, which is giving us the indication. And this can give us the 3 different scenarios. Now, the first scenario is we go up here again, and we get the same rejection, and we come down here again, and we can sort of still be in here for the remainder of March. It could happen. It could definitely happen. If you look at the market cycle, it does show that when you have a market that trends down, and then we finally shift it, it can trend sideways for a little while, and then we can start moving, and that usually forms your cup and handles and all these little things that come in. So what are we looking at now to see that, is this the breakout and should we be acting on it just yet? Is taking definitely at this point, I'm using a Fibonacci tool because it's super important. And I'm tracking this wave down because this can mean 2 things. Either this was a strong wave down here, a little retracement up, and another wave that takes us back here, which makes sense. We can make back to our panic zone. Or if we can break through this zone over here, it can give us an indication of attempting the break of this wedge. And that will finally be breaking the doom wall, which I like to call now, the one we keep getting smashed against, which is the $45,000, $46,000 region, that sort of mark where they like to hold. We do know, though, that the break of this wedge, the next resistances are sitting quite high. We don't really have much resistance after that. So break of this wedge, we can look at a very strong acceleration of Bitcoin back to the 50K area. Now we got the zones of 50K, we got 54, we got 56. These are the major areas. So for now, what I would like you guys to do is to draw this wedge within. And looking at this fib now, I basically took the Fibonacci tool from the top of this leg to the down leg over here, and it gives me the 618. And the reason why I did that is a 618 means that it's still a healthy correction, and it means that, we have not reversed any sort of trend just yet. This was a strong wave down. And in order for us to know that that wave is done, we have to break through this very key area over here. And then we obviously we got the very major area here. So, where Bitcoin's at now, there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of, that sort of area. And this is where a little bit more patience is coming into, because we actually want to see the break of this wedge. And when the break of that wedge comes, it means a lot for us. Because if you look over here at the Bitcoin dominance, this thing is ranging now. And usually when it ranges like that, let me just jump back in here and delete this. Usually when it ranges like that is when Bitcoin is starting to rampage. Now, the last time I saw, especially if this breaks this now I thought maybe this can accumulate here for a while, which sort of made sense because the market was just not doing anything. But when the market starts to move and we start to get direction now, we start to get flow now, again, you are going to have a direction shift and a clear direction come out of the dominance too. And this means if Bitcoin now, if the dominance starts to rampage up and Bitcoin continues to rally to the upward side, it's just showing us how very clear this happened the last time, where we had, the sort of pullback cycle. Then we had Bitcoin grow 55%. Then after that, we had the altcoins grow 120%. Then we had the big pullback in the market. And when that pullback happened was the beginning of this phase here. Then Bitcoin recovered, and then it diversified back into the alts. So if we are going to have a Bitcoin dominance spike to the upward side, it's very much going to mean that Bitcoin's going to attempt, the breaks of those top resistances. And then what it says with us is, if finally Bitcoin does break this main wedge to the upward side, let's just mark it up here, it finally means that it will take all of the dominance it needs to take to get through that break. And then it means after that, we can start looking at attempt then of the Bitcoin, of the dominance being flushed back into the alts. And then we know, okay, so Bitcoin's rallying now. It may not be the perfect buys for Bitcoin anymore, as the Bitcoin buys you've always wanted to basically load up is these little zones over here, would be the ideal Bitcoin buys. But this means a break of this and a test of this means the altcoin buys are still there because we had the dominance within favor. So there's a lot of good that's sort of coming from this. And remember now, we haven't broken the 618 just yet. So we must never count out that this can not still come back to the low 30K sort of mark. So all that I'm saying is draw this wedge in, and we could be a little bit longer in the zone, but let's wait for the clear signs. And when the clear signs come, we know what to move. We got the CPI tomorrow. Exactly. If this momentum continues here and we break through the 618 level, and we make our way to this area within the next day, and then we get good news, it could possibly give us the break of that, and then we know it's acting on the alts. Now, before I do jump in, I'm going to go through 5 alts with you guys. Is if we look at this chart, same thing again, because it's actually quite, I wouldn't say aggravating, but it's like they're teasing us here. They're really, really teasing us. Bitcoin keeps getting to 45, gets rejected. We got the USDT dominance coming back down again to come test this line again. And this is still my major line, guys. Still major line. So this was a good, very much a higher low in perspective over here. And now we are getting this raging candle to the downward side on the USDT dominance. I think it's going to take a little bit more time here again. A little bit, but the break of Bitcoin 46 of that, if when we finally get this break of this line in a closing is when we know, okay, there's no more time now. Get your damn positions. Make sure you worked on the strategy yesterday of building your portfolio. Use this, guys. It's going to help you always throughout all of it. And it's going to teach you a very valuable lesson with all. So that's basically what I'm looking at with Bitcoin is we have this wedge. We do have the key area zones now. If we break the 618, that'll be great. We have the 12-hour RSI and the daily crossing to the upward side now. So there is momentum strength happening right now. Possibly by tomorrow, maybe it breaks, maybe in 2 days. And we'll see and we'll take it as we go together, guys. Now, let's have a look and let's see what are some of these alts doing, because on short time frame and daily time frame, they're showing a lot of strength. Now, we got Bitcoin today that has done a clear 8 to 9%. We then have alts that are sitting at 6, 7%, 5%, these sort of regions over here. So you've got some alts that are outperforming, but Bitcoin is outperforming a good amount of the altcoins right now. And usually that follows in with where we'll have a day or two of the alts really starting to now catch up and starting to flow. Now, I was looking at the first one, which I was looking at Ethereum, where Ethereum had the short-term little breakout, and that was because Bitcoin got, rejected at a key area of where it was. But now again, it's on that daily again, and this was the long downwards trend from Ethereum. This was a massive volume spike that we haven't seen for a long time, and now Ethereum's at this key level. Now, guys, we mustn't also count out the picture of Bitcoin rampaging to 45 now and then completely smashing through it. If it smashes completely through it, like, you got to act on these. You got to act on these daily ones that are going to break these trends, because when they break these long-term trends to the downward side is when we get big volume spikes come in and we rally very strongly. There was tons of resistance sitting here, and that's where we were getting rejected. But a break of this zone can send them up very quickly. So Ethereum is definitely showing that region. Now, what did I show you guys previously? And let's jump in here quickly before I jump into the altcoins, is I showed you guys this portfolio, right? And this was a nice little standard portfolio, guys, to use, where you got your 50% long-term, you got your trading portfolio, and you got your cash portfolio, right? Now, when I showed you guys this thing yesterday of this was my HODL portfolio. It was my long-term portfolio, these sort of things that I was talking about to say, I am diversifying that long-term portfolio at times, and I am doing that, but this is the rule and the structure that I'm using with my HODL portfolio. And when it comes to that, this is how I actually structure my HODL portfolio. I'll actually get you guys the pie chart. See if you can get that one for me. Just one of the pie charts. Just load them up for me so I can show that again. And then what else do I have? I got my other sides of my portfolio. So what does this mean? Before we even confuse anything, let me just jump off here. It means I got my HODL portfolio, which is looking at 50 to 60% of all my money is sitting in that. That comes with the strategy. That's what my HODL portfolio strategy is. Very simple. Okay. Then I have 30%, which is now sitting, 30%, which is a trading portfolio. This is one that I have no emotion attachments to. Remember, these tokens and these things that I'm getting in on that portfolio, I have some sort of attachment to, because they're fundamental coins. They're coins I think are going to change the world. They're things that are going to actually do something. Then I got my trading portfolio, which is absolutely no emotion at all. I'm using that of charts. I'm getting in and I'm getting out and I'm making money. Now, for me, if we're getting a breakout from Bitcoin and we're getting altcoins that are starting to show strength, I'm interested that I already knew that my weekly on my Bitcoin RSI was telling me to build my HODL portfolio. So I already know that that's something that I've been building and accumulating. So my HODL portfolio is getting ready now. It's getting structured for the next wave whenever it may come. But now I'm at that point to say, okay, we have a lot of altcoins that are going to show strength now. And if we do get these signs from Bitcoin, these alts are going to absolutely rampage, which means my trading portfolio is there and it's always there to be ready. Remember, that thing's just waiting for the signals. Once it's there, it's got to go. But when that trading portfolio gets executed, it's got to come with a strategy. Now, with the strategy is very simple. Let's jump into Altcoin here and I can show you guys here quickly. Perfect one. Let's see if I can get Kusama here. Here we go. Kusama. Kusama's one I've taken on my portfolio, on my trading portfolio now, and I'm looking to make some trades on this right now. I see some good gains. It's starting to break early. I'm starting to get volume. It's giving me the signs that I need now to make some money. So for me, I had a long-term downtrend. That's the point I want to execute. We're getting a daily. If I get a daily close today and we are holding this level now, this is where I want to load up. This is where I want to stock up. But if I'm stocking up, I still know we are in a volatile phase. We're not in crazy bull cycle phase just yet, which means with a trading portfolio, I have to have a stop loss. And it's very simple. I love to use the little strategy. We break this trend. I enter my trade. I put my stop loss under previous low. Very simple. Once we rampage through and I make a higher high and I have another reset of my RSI with a higher low, I move my stop loss up to lower risk. I then move it, I move it, I move it. Now remember, your trading portfolio is money that you need. Now remember, that's the difference between the two. The HODL, you have time because you're allowing that to flow through the market cycles, and you got a strategy behind it. And that was one I taught you guys yesterday, to execute it, to have it structured and that, so that you can stop playing around with your emotions too much. You can actually be clever when you're making a lot of money. But your trading portfolio is money that you need. I can't lose this. I can't allow this to go for a year and not have control of it. And that's why they got to come with some sort of strategy. So when I'm buying a trade, don't be afraid to execute. Just look to say, okay, if I'm going to execute this, how am I going to plan my risk? Wherever I plan my risk, when am I taking profits after that? It's all about risk to reward. If I'm going to buy this token now, I got to put a 6% stop loss. So it means I'm risking 6% of my portfolio. But when it gets to 25% is when I'm taking my profits and I'm getting out of the trade. And then your risk to reward, you say, okay, I'm willing to risk 6% for 25% gain. It makes sense for me to do this, but it comes with a structure. So me, for example, buying in on Kusama now in the zone here, buying in here, putting a stop loss under previous low. When it gets to my first pink line here, my stop loss goes to entry, and I'm taking a short-term TP, which means I'm taking 20, 30% of my portfolio size. I'm taking profits. Why? Because I know that Bitcoin, it's showing strength right now, but I know Bitcoin can go to my wedge, and I know it can get rejected. So I'm taking some sort of profits on the table. And then what I've done is I moved my risk up. So if it turns against me, at least I took a bit of profit, and it stops me out at entry. No sort of thing. You must understand that this market can wake up at any point. And when you get it right, you're going to be flying and getting beautiful engines, making a ton of money. And if it's not yet there, remember, I can't force the market to give you money right now. You got to be ready for when it wants to give you money. It's not going to work on your emotion or when you want it to do something. It doesn't work that way. But if it does do it, you need to be ready and you need to be prepared for it, which means you have to then try and you have to run with a nice little system. So buy there, stop loss there, hits my pink line. I'm moving stop loss to entry. I'm taking some sort of TPs. It breaks through. There's my second TP zone over there, which is another resistance point. There's another TP zone over there. Now, what is also beautiful about it is I bought this off of a shorter term, nice little downtrend we've been in the last 2 weeks, right? So I buy this now, and this rallies up here. And let's say it breaks this, and it starts to break and starts to flow these sort of zones. It's very simple then for me, because we've broken through. I've already taken 2 shorter time TPs. I've taken some sort of profits, and I know that we should not come back into this trend. The rule is, if we are trailing down and we break a trend, we shouldn't come back into that trend. We shouldn't. This is where we should break, test, and continue the move. Then you know you caught the right breakout. And exactly that, which means if we rally through here and I start taking a little bit of TPs along the way and we start to rampage upward, I know I can safely move the stop loss within that range and I can keep managing that risk. No matter what, the whole market turns on me, I get stopped out in profit. Very simple. Remember, this works for my trading portfolio. Something that's in there, it's a soldier. Get out there, boy. Go make me my money and get back home. And if you don't get it right, don't come back with too many wounds. Rather a little shotgun wound to the foot. Don't come without a leg. You know what I mean? And that's the best way to sort of look at it. So we got Kusama, which is one I'm super interested in. This one I'm also getting very interested in. I'm waiting for the daily break of this, the daily close. And if we have Gala games that close above, 23.5 cents in that zone, I'm executing on my trading portfolio because it's breaking a very long day trend. What am I doing now, guys? I'm setting a stop loss. Stop loss under that zone over there. When am I looking to take some sort of TPs? The next resistance. So my first TP will be at 29 cents. Okay. And when it gets to 29 cents, I'm moving my stop loss a little bit up to entry. What this means, guys, is you can't chase trades. This is very important. If this goes up now to here, you can't buy there, guys. You got to buy the thing as it's breaking. You got to buy it as it's beautiful now and where it is right now, because that's where you can manage your risk. And if it's not there, you got to go look for the next one that is doing it. So we're buying this now. We're putting our stop loss in play. It rallies up. I'm moving my stop loss to less little risk. I'm taking some sort of profits along the journey. And then I got my next target, which is that high there, and my next target there. Remember, I'm not falling in love with Gala. I'm using it for the break to make me 25% on my first TP. I'm using it to make me 50%, and I'm using it to make 83%, and I'm getting out. If I want Gala, then have some of it in your long term. No problem. Understand, identify, is it a high risk? Is it a medium risk? Or is it a safe one? then you categorize it and put it wherever you want. Remember what I did with this yesterday, guys, is this was just a sample of tokens. It wasn't the exact way you should build your portfolio. You got to identify what your huddle and safe investment is. What do you want to build for the next 10 years is your safe investment. Whatever you think is medium risk, this is why you watch Rand Show, why you watch the shows that actually make sense by it, that's your medium risk token. And your high risk is your I got a feeling that this game is going to make me a lot of money. I got a feeling that's for you to express what you love and to get in whichever tokens that you believe in that sort of way. Just make sure you have categorized it and you've put it in the right sort of place. So Gala Games is the next one. I'm waiting for the daily close. Don't buy it too late. If you've missed it, you missed it. Very, very simple. But this is one that's looking beautiful. And then have the Kusama trade, and then have Render. Render for me is in a beautiful a zone for this portfolio to be loading up, definitely. And definite interest of obviously short term. It has moved a little bit today. So, maybe on a shorter time, the 4 hour is a little bit high. So if the 4 hour can reset is where you want to be capitalizing on that one. But definitely for huddle portfolio, I think Render is going to do wonders. Like it's really going to do massive moves. And these percentages here are really good gains on where Render is looking at. Then trading portfolio and some for my huddle, definitely. We got Polkadot. Polkadot's breaking long-term downtrend now at that zone. I'm buying it. I'm putting a stop loss in. When it gets to my pink zone, I'm moving my stop loss up. Very simple. I'm taking some sort of profits. And I'm moving that stop loss up as we start to move. So I'm executing a trading portfolio definitely on DOT. I think it's showing tons of strength. And I think investment-wise, laddering dollar costing here, adding it to portfolio is great. And I think short time frame ways, there's money to be made, definitely. Looking at ThorChain, this is the perfect example of it. So if you did, like I was saying, Gala now, Gala's breaking now, that's where you got to execute, right? But if it rampages up, you got to wait for the retest then. So what I mean by that is if this rallies up here, you've missed it, but it could come retest, and that's where you want to be capitalizing. Now, let me show you an example of that. ThorChain. Look at that long downwards trend. Look at it at that zone. There was where you were supposed to buy. There was where you were supposed to put stop loss. Okay? You were then supposed to move stop loss up, right? So your stop loss would have been here first. What did I tell you guys? You'll have a TP. You see here? So it would have rallied up, take some profits, move your stop loss up, come down, would have been perfectly executed again if you wanted to buy in that zone. So if you missed this buy, this is where you want to be buying. Like let's say you bought now in the zone, you would have bought now, you would have put your stop loss just under that zone again. And it's that same sort of flow. So if you've missed the breakout buy, you want to buy the retest buy. So ThorChain, I think it's out of this long sort of phase. One thing that really excited me on ThorChain is that was the highest volume we've seen in nearly a year when it came to the buying volume. So there's interest happening right now, and it's super excited where we look at. So that's looking good. Same here. So here's an example for you guys. If we do have a pullback in Arweave, this is where you want to buy it. This is where you execute a stop loss. And this is where you want to start looking at some sort of TPs. Very simple, very that. So Arweave, you've just missed it now, but it can come in the next 2-3 days. And what's beautiful about it is if this rallies up, right? And Gala, you catch now, and Gala rallies up. And then you take some sort of TPs on Gala. Gala then takes some time to pull back. Arweave comes, which means now you've made money on Gala, you've made money on these, you've taken some sort of profits, you were patient for Arweave, and then you caught Arweave in the right position. Remember, you've got to be very fussy with your entries and what you're doing. So Arweave, bit of time, bit of patience, but that's one. It's breaking a long-term trend. This is exciting volume that we are seeing here, and it's something you don't want to sort of miss out on. Now, that is majority of the alts that I want to speak about today. There's a lot more. Let's wait to see more movement out of the market. Use this as a scenario for you guys to keep. Let's just see if it's going to show. There we go. Your stop losses. Take pictures. I am doing show recaps every day to help you with these stop losses. They are there. Never trade. If it's a trading portfolio, never trade without a stop loss. Just don't do it. You need that money. It's there to protect you. And never move your stop loss down. Very important rule. If you get stopped, get over it, take a break, and do it again. But don't move that stop loss down. Now, guys, I use this beautiful tool, right? Oh, Luna. Ooh, Luna. Before I get into the tool, let's actually go through this quickly. Guys, how's that Luna position looking? Looking good, eh? That's looking fantastic. Luna is waking up strong, and it's the verge of an all-time high break. And it's not a buy. You should be in. You should be very patient now. I can't be buying Luna now, but I could definitely not selling Luna. It's right on the verge of an all-time high break. We have a cup and handle, which is playing out here. And this is looking at really strong levels. Now, we can be looking at $140 to $160 Luna. In the next few weeks. So well done to those who got their entries. I think Luna is going to do fantastic, and it's just showing another bullish pattern that's running beautifully. And as soon as Bitcoin wakes up, we have Luna that absolutely explodes. So that's really great. Remember, guys, CoinPanel, the tool of tools. I have the CEO, which I'm going to bring on shortly. And remember this, guys, is look how we have all of my charts on here. We have everything. I have all my charts on here. I have all of these little stop losses that we're talking about, all these little zones. You know, this is one we're waiting for, and this is what I love about it. You got all the waiting tokens on the left saying we're waiting for these trades. We then have the rockets of the ones that are taking off and the ones that are doing something, which is great. You can see how we literally caught looks at that point. You know, we got the theta trade, we got the RUNE. Look at this, guys. You can see how this helps you very much within your tools. It's all there for you guys. And this is a way for us to communicate with you guys and to get you those damn beautiful entries. You see here, these stop losses, everything I'm teaching you, it's all here to help you guys within that. And with that said, I would actually love to bring on Alex, which is a massive part. Alex, how are you, brother?
What's up, Sheldon? It's all good. Sun shining and the candles are green, right? So it's good here in Sweden.
Good, brother. I love the cap. I got one myself. Good, dude. I think we're waiting for this the market shift. We're waiting for things to happen. And obviously, I've been speaking now on the CoinPanel thing where we got the charting. You know, we got a lot of the charts and that are me there sitting and giving the charts and making sure that everyone has it every day. But you know, I think a lot of people forget what the other skills of CoinPanel are too, as well. That it actually has a setup where you can put a buy signal, set a stop loss and TPs, and only when your buy orders executed, it already sets everything into place. I think people forget that. You know, some people don't have the time.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean they shouldn't be saying no to making money, though. So I'm glad you're here, brother. And I'd love to have some of your thoughts and maybe chat a little bit on CoinPanel as well. We've been working a lot. How hard are we trying to improve everything, brother? We're trying to build all these teams. We're trying to do a lot to helping with the people. And I'd love your say on everything, bro.
Yeah, and exactly. And I mean, when you mention, I mean, we're obviously much more than just the chart mirroring feature that you and I sort of created together, right? So it's a way of you connecting with your community, and it's something that we built together since we started collaborating. And I mean, but our initial idea basically with CoinPanel was that we felt that there was a secure and reliable trading automation tool that was missing in the marketplace, where you could actually, like you said, you can place your entry price, your stop loss, and multiple target orders at the same time without blocking them on the exchange accounts. And of course, with CoinPanel, you can connect as many exchange accounts you want and flip between them and sort of set your strategies and go about your day, basically. So that's the whole idea. And then after that, of course, we build on more and more features.
So what are we thinking, brother? Where are we taking this thing? What's next?
The sky is the limit, right? I mean, we're aiming for a one-stop shop, right? For trading, education, and portfolio management and all that. So we have tons of stuff coming up. Of course, the app has been much sought after from the community. We've been obviously following all the comments on your social media, on our social media. So the app is coming up, like you said, with the full trade feature where you can set your strategies. We're also adding next week a sell full trade feature, so you can work on it in a downward trend. Obviously, you got to trade the different trends that come in. But yeah, I mean, we're launching a bunch of new features very soon, and the idea is to build a one-stop shop for everything.
Amazing. So I obviously know all the stuff we're building and the excitement you can see clearly on my face on what's coming next and that. Where do the guys find out all of the stuff? Where do they follow you guys? Where can they get a lot more information? Obviously, you got me and my charts there every day, but I feel they need to be a lot more within the CoinPanel community. And if you're a part of the actual, journey with us, you need to be within the community so you can understand what's going on. So your Twitter handles, brother, where can everyone follow you?
Yeah,
And please
exactly.
mention that beautiful giveaway that you guys are busy with at this point.
Absolutely. So we'll, you can follow us on all social media. I mean, Twitter and Telegram. We have a group where we announce all our information. So just follow us everywhere on social media, and of course YouTube as well. Sheldon is a great guy in communicating, what he feels is the most valuable for the Banter family community. And we were giving away some stuff today, right, Sheldon?
Let's do it, brother.
Yeah.
How are we doing it? Let's do it.
Yeah, how do we do it? I mean, looking at comments, I would suggest we just give away a couple of annual subscriptions, so
brilliant.
A couple of people can try it out.
Let's do it, guys. Who wants some free subscriptions for CoinPanel? Let's have a look.
Yeah,
let's have
so
a look.
Just give us a nice little comment on CoinPanel in the comments, and Sheldon will choose a couple. Let's see what comes.
Cool, there we go. So Tiago de Souza, yes, please. You have it, no problem. Carl, please make sure you are keeping track of we'll obviously have a look to see all the winners. CoinPanel rocks. Here we go. Crazy C, definitely. Love it. Would love to try CoinPanel. How many are we doing, brother?
We'll start with 3, and then it's up to you to do a giveaway on the shows. You can give away on the future shows, of course.
Brilliant. I'll be giving away every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll have some more fun giveaways as well.
Amazing. I saw you guys are doing a $10,000 giveaway as well. How do you guys be a part of that?
Yeah, so that was a launch we did together with Huobi. And then we're doing a similar launch with other exchanges now. So that giveaway has ended, but we're giving away more stuff very soon. So
and they can find out this on your Twitter. So make sure, guys, you're on the Twitter. Exactly. Make sure they got tons of stuff. Guys, we're going to continue giving away and adding as much value to it. Remember, this is just for you guys to be in connection. It's here to help you guys make money. If there's anything else, brother, thank you very much. I think we should do this more often. I think when you get any more adjustments to the platform, I think jump on here and we can bring them all to the community and enjoy it.
Absolutely, buddy. Have a good day, guys.
Brother. You as well, brother. Thank you so much. Okay, Banter fam, I just wanted to bring that in. We talk about CoinPanel every day. I think it was important for you guys to meet the guys behind it and how much effort's actually behind there. It is there to communicate, it's there to help you guys, and it's there to educate you guys. So remember, guys, to sort of shut off everything with that, we have that big, or with the whole show, we have that big wedge that we're forming in with Bitcoin. If it does decide to sort of rally and sort of shift, we got to be ready for it. We got the main good alts that are starting to break daily trends. Remember, that is when I'm activating. I've already been building a portfolio when it comes to HODL right now. And I think go through yesterday's lesson, definitely go through yesterday's lesson and make sure your HODL is in the right position before it's gone. Because I don't know if you saw what I meant yesterday, but if you don't get to the point of building your portfolio, you're going to have to wait a few months to do it again. And that's the sad reality of trading and the sad reality of entering this market is if you're not building it at the right time, you can only do it again in a few months because it gets away from you. And then you're going to be entering at really higher risk values. And then with the trades that we're starting to get through now with some shorter term big gains, look to enter it, look to join it, but build it with a strategy. Make sure you got these things set. Make sure you've gone through the basic rules of stop loss under previous low, when to move a stop loss up, when to start taking some sort of profits. A trading portfolio is there to get the money and to take it out, no emotionally attached. So guys, keep learning on with me. And if this all breaks out strong, we've taken a few now together and we'll ride them a few together. And by the end of the week, we'll be taking profits together. And that's the whole purpose of it, is to start bringing the education out with the tools as well. Remember, Banter fam, I am here every day and we're going to rock it together. I appreciate all of you and I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Bye.